Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Now, not only do we have this storm leaving out the northeast and this next little clipper coming through, we have two big storms still coming around the 21st and the 23rd and 24th. Now, the first one's going to bring damage and wind gusts to the upper half of the U.S. The second one's going to be a little lower and still bring in major snowfall on both of them. Now, if you've never been here before, hello, my name is Mark. I do upload all year long, just not Friday from sundown to sundown Saturday. That's Sabbath. But always make sure you're covered, and if there's ever a life-threatening situation, of course, I will be online that day. So make sure you subscribe, and all I ask is if you know somebody in these impacts, make sure you share this information. Let them get alerted to what is coming. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. Guys, hit the like button if y'all are liking these updates on these storms, if you want me to keep updating these. Have a great Friday today. Now, the power outages are starting to hit pretty hard for the Northeast. We did have some for Tennessee and for Mississippi all night long, but they are starting to get better. The worst one now is Pennsylvania. It's mostly from the straight line winds. There's a lot of winds in the Northeast, but you can see who has the most power outages. Pennsylvania, 103,000, West Virginia, 40, New York, 25, then Massachusetts, then New Jersey. And there's already winter weather alerts for this clipper that's coming through, dropping a few inches of snow. And we have the blizzard warnings for North Dakota, northern Minnesota, and they're barely getting any snow. It's because of the winds. You have a lot of high winds coming, as well as for the Northeast, you have high winds coming as well. Now, National Weather Service has put out this alert. That way you can see accumulating snow potential from Monday and Tuesday. And here's your percentages on the bottom. You have 30 to a 50% chance of snowfall in all of this dark green for Monday and all this dark green for Tuesday. You have a higher chance in the blue. They also put out this graphic for your blizzard warning. That way you know where in your area where you can expect this blizzard to start forming. And you see it does start this morning for Grand Forks, mostly everybody, and it will go all evening along all the way to 3 to 6 p.m. this afternoon. And the expected snowfall coming from this clipper is anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. Very little bit, not a whole bunch for Minnesota or for Wisconsin. Also for Michigan, you are expected a burst of snow expected tonight with some winds as well. And this is your snowfall rates according to National Weather Service. What are you going to get? And so far they have y'all peak at the wind gusts in the high 40s, closer to 50 along the lake. But this is according to National Weather Service. And you can see as we go into the rest of today, we have this clipper moving all the way through, only dropping a little bit of that snowfall and a little bit for the intercoastal Northeast. But we do have another setup coming. We've been speaking about this forever. It's finally coming through, guys. It is going to be the double storms. The first one definitely around the 20th and the 21st. It is going to be bringing rainfall and some snow to certain people. I have your ensembles so we can see what the most likely outcome is. But immediately after, we still got that second trough that's coming around the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And that one's a little bit lower, but still going up on that high ridge to the northeast. But so far, National Weather Service has y'all snowfall rates very low according to what's going to happen with this clipper as it comes across the Midwest and upper Ohio Valley. And for the Northeast, Northwest Pennsylvania could see 3 to 5 inches of snow, Northeast Ohio, and the intercoastal of the Northeast could see 3 to 5 inches of snow as well. Everybody else, just a very little bit. But you do have the damage and wind gusts coming. That's why you have those blizzard warnings for North Dakota, northern Minnesota. And it will go into southern Minnesota, then go down to 40 miles per hour wind gusts. But it could bring 40 to maybe even 50 miles per hour wind gusts as the winds go out the northeast for tomorrow. So we do have a chance for Delaware, southern Jersey, maybe some 40 to almost 50 miles per hour wind gusts. And there will be severe weather involved. You can see our clipper coming through it, but it starts building up really strong for the 21st, but it weakens down very greatly, guys. The real big one is going to be the second one. The second one's going to have a really big warm up, really cold temperatures coming down, and a high ridge. This is going to be a lot of severe weather with it and some good snowfall. And whoever's not getting snow is going to be getting a lot of rain. According to National Weather Service, you can only see so far, but you can see how it's starting to bring in the major snowfall, especially from Montana and South Dakota. And when you look at the NAM 3K, you can see that clipper is bringing 40 to 50 miles per hour wind gusts, especially for the upper Ohio Valley and the upper Midwest. As well as that next system coming through, it is bringing 50 to 60 miles per hour wind gusts with it. So for the 19th and the morning of the 20th is when a lot of these winds are going to come in, all the way from Texas to Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts. These 50s for the Ohio Valley is for this clipper that's coming through first. Now the GFS is picking up not only on a 50 miles per hour wind gust that's coming with this first clipper, but that next system is bringing at least 50 miles per hour wind gusts with it, where people will be having very high winds. So NAM and the GFS is picking up on some high winds, not only from that first clipper coming through, but that second system as well. Now, so far, the GFS is showing, just like National Weather Service, that the snow is going to start stretching out as we go into that next system, not the clipper, the one after. And so far, it is bringing major snowfall towards South Dakota, southern Minnesota, and across Wisconsin and northern Michigan. And that next system that comes after that is going to be even lower and bring some snowfall towards the upper Ohio Valley, maybe even some to the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, and major snowfall out to northeast. Now, we'll show you the ensembles and the chances of who's going to get this snowfall. So far, this is the first system, and then when we get the second system, it's even more southern. First system don't do much to the northeast, but that second system is going to be the one that brings the major snowfall. I'm sure these numbers will change, but we can get to a roundabout where the impacts are going to be. I'm going to show you the ensembles after I show you what the Euro shows. And all together with the clipper and that next system, it's not a lot of precipitation. But that second storm that's more powerful is bringing way more precipitation to the south and the southeast as it comes through. Now, it's still a few days away, so we have lots of time to pinpoint this. But so far, it's looking like anywhere from Texas all the way across the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, over to the Carolinas, in the upper half of the Deep South. So far is a hot spot for some precipitation. These numbers will change. Please take this with a grain of salt. We're just trying to get an area of where the impacts could be. And it could be going across the northeast as well, bringing some rainfall. We will modify this. Now, the Euro is showing that first system will be major snowfall across southern South Dakota, southern Minnesota, and northern Wisconsin. And that second one will be major snowfall as well for Missouri and the upper half of the Ohio Valley, not as far south as the GFS. Now, Euro did see that more southern track on this last storm we had, but it had no idea on the winds. But the Euro sees that second one coming in will bring major rainfall somewhere for Oklahoma, Arkansas, the upper half of the Deep South, and the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, just like the GFS is seeing. And if you go a little bit further, Euro is showing that it will be another system passing through after that. So it's still a few days away. Still, we got somewhat of a hot spot according to both models. And you can see how they're almost the same area, the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, and the upper half of the Deep South for the heaviest of the rainfall. But once again, the Euro don't see really any winds coming with it like the other models are showing. Not even that first system where GFS and NAM 3K showed at least 50 miles per hour wind gusts coming with it. So Euro's still a great model. It's getting better on the snowfall ratings and impact places. It's still not good on the winds. It's all right, though. I'm sure it'll get better. And as you look at the NAO, the North Atlantic Oscillation, lets you know if you're on a high ridge or a deep trough. From the central to the east coast, you can see with the Euro, the storm we have now, that we have another deep trough coming around the 20th and 21st. Then we have another one coming from the 25th all the way to the 27th. It could get real deep. Also with the GFS, you can see the same thing right on the 21st. But that one that's coming on the 25th, you can see a double bounce, like it's going to be two low pressure systems making two troughs, and maybe another one coming in the beginning of March. And this one shows the best potential for maybe some cold air coming once again towards Texas and the south, maybe the upper half of the Deep South. And you can see here with the MJO that lets us know about this cold weather pattern as it comes around. As we go into the 20s, it's not really going to have a lot of cold air, but the one around the 25th or the 24th, there's going to be a little dip of cold air coming into our country as it goes by towards the west coast and the upper Midwest towards the beginning of March. So here's going to be two dips of cold air coming. And you can see out here with the GFS, we have some cold air coming with that first trough on the 21st, some cold air coming with that next trough around the 25th, and then it goes even deeper towards the beginning of March. Now, National Weather Service has it for the next 6 to 10 days that you will be well above average still in the southeast and the mid-Atlantic, but you will be well below average in all this blue section. And as you go from 8 to 14 days, the most cold air of the below average temperatures will be all the way from the upper Ohio Valley down towards Texas as it swoops up to the upper half of the Deep South and then the mid-Atlantic and goes out. And you can see this best with your temperatures. You can see how the clipper comes through with some cold air. And then as we go through this little warm up, it's going to be very warm temperatures on the east side of the U.S. while it's very cold on the west of the U.S. Then we're going to get that system coming through. And the first one's real weak. It don't have a lot of heat. Will be a little bit of severe weather. But when that second system comes, it's going to get on that high ridge, pull all these warm temperatures, all these dew points. Will be severe weather once again. And we have even colder weather towards Texas. So this will be two extreme fronts meeting again, creating the severe weather. And you see how it does curve up to the upper half of the deep south. Then it goes up to the mid-Atlantic. Then it goes out. Then we're going to be on that warm up once again and get into that same pattern once again. Warm up on the east side, cold on the west side right in the beginning of March. And then we have a chance for cold air to swing in once again to the south, the upper half of the deep south, and go out to the mid-Atlantic. And you can see that here when you look right at the 22nd, you can see our warm temperatures do come up. It's not super strong, but you can see how you do get some warm temperatures, especially for the south and the southeast, while you get this cold front coming through for this first system that passes by. Then the cold air comes down a little bit, but once you get that second system, then we have some very warm temperatures in the southeast, some very cold temperatures on the west, and that will be extreme temperatures where there will be severe weather as it pushes to the south and the southeast, putting people in 20s, possibly teen temperatures with this next cold temperature as it goes to the upper half of the deep south, possibly getting into your 20s. Lower half of Mississippi, possibly even freezing as well. Definitely going to be in the 30s to the 40s, but it could be into the 20s as this passes by for the 25th, 26th, and the 27th. Plus your severe weather. You can see how we have our severe weather here when we look at the 700 millibars, and it goes out the northeast. We get our clipper, but when we get that system coming through, the first one is going to be a weak system. There's going to be some severe weather with it as it comes through for the 21st and the 22nd, right across the south, Arkansas, and the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley as it pushes out the mid-Atlantic. But that second one is going to get more vorticity and it's going to get more severe weather. You have it for the Ohio Valley as well as the central U.S. as that rips through. And that is a lot of severe weather all the way from Ohio Valley all the way to Mississippi for the 25th as it goes on the 26th through the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley and the upper Midwest and Northeast. So when you follow it through and compare it with GFS and the Euro, you can see the clipper coming through. GFS and Euro pretty much agree on that as it goes out the northeast. Light snowfall. Then we get that next system that comes through and it is pulling a lot of moisture, a lot of freezing rain, and a lot of snow. Now you can see how the Euro takes it right across the central U.S. You get freezing rain, snow, and rain, and the GFS takes it about that route as well. It's a little bit faster, about 6 hours faster, but they're around the same track and the same outcome of these impacts that are coming with this next storm. It is going to be a strong one, and it is going to go out the northeast with a lot of rain. Both models are showing a lot of rain. GFS is showing a good chance for a little bit of snow on the intercoastal northeast, while everybody else is getting rain or snow. Now you can see how the Euro takes it to where the Ohio Valley is getting rain. GFS says you could be getting some snow out of that for the upper half of the Ohio Valley. Then as you get that second system comes deep from Texas, and both systems are showing the moisture will start there. Euro takes it a lot more freezing rain coming with it as it builds. See how much that builds with the Euro? GFS takes it a lot later and a lot less snowfall, but it is coming towards the Ohio Valley. Euro shows it will go towards the Ohio Valley, but not as far south as GFS is showing as it goes out the northeast. GFS brings snowfall, Euro brings rainfall. So the little bit of difference in the models on these impacts is still a little far away. We have plenty of time to map this out. But you can see with the ensembles of what's going to happen with this storm as it comes through, it is going to bring some rain to the south and the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley. And then you have your chance for your freezing rain that the Euro was showing that could build up. Now, if you look right here in the corner, this is your controlled member, and this shows you that it won't be as much as the Euro is showing. It says it could be a little bit of freezing rain, a little bit of sleet. Mostly it's going to be rain with a very little bit of snow. A lot of them show it is some big impacts, but this one is your controlled member, and it's not showing as much as the Euro. However, the worst looks like the 23rd and the 24th. But almost all the ensembles do feel that this precipitation is coming that way, and it will be heavy. Almost all of them are the same. This is your controlled member, though. All that yellow you've seen is anywhere from 1 to 1.5 inches. All that red is 2 to 3 inches. And that dark right there is anywhere from 5 to 6. So for the Midwest, as you go in through the 20th and the 21st, the snow will start moving through, get really strong for the 22nd as it comes across the Ohio Valley, the upper Midwest, bringing rainfall and snow. And when that second one comes through, it is going to be more southern, so the upper Midwest is not going to see the second one, they will see the first. And you see that best here in your control. Remember what the most likely outcome is going to be through all these ensembles, that you are going to have some rain on the southern half of Iowa. Northern half is going to be snowfall as the first system pushes through, bringing rain to the Ohio Valley. As that second one pushes through, bringing some snowfall to some of the states, not much. You do see a lot right here, but this is your controlled member, and it's not showing it's going to be that impactful. But here's your snowfall rates for the first system as it comes through, and then for your second system, don't bring a lot more snowfall, this being your controlled member. All the blue is 1 to 5 inches, all the purple is 6 to 9 inches, and anywhere in that pink is going 11 inches plus. So the first system on the 21st and 22nd pushes through. A lot of members are showing pretty much the same thing. And here's your controlled member. You have all your rain on the south side of the system and the snowfall just for the northern half as it pushes through to the northeast. Not getting much at all. Looks like a rain event. Second event coming through for the 23rd, 24th, and 25th as it brings all the snowfall to the Ohio Valley this time. A lot of rainfall in the south and getting stronger towards the northeast. And your snowfall rates as you go through with the clipper. Then you're going to get that first system coming through, bringing the snowfall just for the upper half of the U.S. And then that second system that comes through a little more southern with the snowfall. You will see that the average is that that second system brings a lot more rain and hardly any of that major snowfall. First system pushing through, bringing rainfall. Then as you get that second system pushing through, even more rainfall. So if you look at your controlled member, you'll see how the rain adds up. Mostly it's going to be for the upper half of the deep south, Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, Arkansas, southern Missouri for that first system, and right around the same area for the second system, and stretch up towards the northeast with the 2+ inches of rainfall. Very hot spot right here for anywhere from 5 to 7 inches of rainfall. And once again for the northeast, you can see how all the ensembles is showing, guys. Even Ohio Valley, you will be getting rain out of this first big system that comes through, even the northeast. And then as that second system comes through, you have the better chance to get some kind of snowfall out of it. It's still not perfected yet. As you can see on this member, it shows that you actually have a nor'easter on the corner. But this is your member right here in the corner. This is your controlled member. And you'll be getting a lot of rain on that first one. And that second one could bring a little bit of snow towards Ohio and Pennsylvania, maybe northern New Jersey. But as it comes on that second one on the 25th, then it gets a bulk of the snow coming on a wraparound for the Ohio Valley and the northeast. With your snowfall rates, first you got your clipper, then you got your first system that's going to stay the upper half of the north, then you got your second system that's coming through a little bit lower, bringing a little bit snowfall, with this being a controlled member. And it does look like some good potential snowfall coming since these two storms are back to back. But who's not getting snowfall? It will be getting the rainfall. And all that red is anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. And so far, that's the update of what it looks like. And it's pretty trending on the same weather pattern. So I will keep you updated. Good Shabbos to all of you taking your Sabbath. Happy Friday to every single one of you. Thank you for visiting my channel today. Psalm 14. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men, to see if there were any that did understand and seek God. They are all gone aside. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good. No, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon the Lord? There were they in great fear, for God is in the generation of the righteous. Ye have shamed the counsel of the poor, because the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel were come out of Zion, when the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people. Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. Amen. Have a great Friday, everybody. I hope your power does come on. If you did lose power and you can see this message, God bless you and your family. I pray that you do get restored very quickly. All power, all honor does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. Have a very great day. God bless you all.